There's a moment that every new rider dreads. It doesn't happen at triple digits on an empty highway. It doesn't happen leaned over in a mountain curve. It happens right in the middle of everyday traffic. You're coming up to a red light. You roll down the gears. Your left hand's pulling in the clutch. Your right hand's feathering the brake. Your foot finds the ground. You stop. You're still. And now you're sitting there, eyes forward. Maybe someone's in a big SUV behind you. Maybe there's a couple people to your right staring, and you're thinking, please don't stall. Please don't wobble. Please don't drop this damn bike. It's a quiet kind of pressure. You're not racing. You're not even moving. But your heart is pounding like you're lining up at the Isle of Man. Because every rider, no matter how long they've been doing it, remembers that feeling. The fear of messing up the most basic move, taking off from a stop. It's humbling. It's human. And it's exactly why this skill we're about to talk about is so important. I'm Matthew from Autozium, and today we're diving deep into the one technique that makes red lights easier, smoother, and way less stressful. It's called preload and feather. And once you've got it locked in, you won't just ride better. You'll feel better. You'll start every ride knowing you've got control where it matters most, in those quiet, high-pressure moments when everything is still, and then suddenly moving again. Let's go. Step 1. What is preload and feather? Okay, first, let's break it down, because preload and feather sounds technical. It sounds like something out of a track day seminar or an advanced course manual. But it's not. It's the opposite. It's the kind of technique you learn on the street, at stop signs, in real traffic. The kind of thing a seasoned rider shows you in a gas station lot with a smile and a try this next time, it helps. Here's the concept. Preload means giving your bike just a little throttle before you actually start moving, just enough to raise the engine speed slightly above idle. You're not revving. You're not launching. You're setting the stage. Feather means holding the clutch just inside the friction zone, that soft middle ground between fully in and fully out, where the bike starts to want to pull but hasn't quite taken off yet. You preload the throttle so the engine is spinning, ready to work. Then you feather the clutch so the bike is on the edge of motion. And the moment the light turns green, you don't lurch, you don't stall, you don't even think. You just go. Smooth, silent, confident. You're rolling before the car behind you even lifts off the brake. It's like you're reading the traffic's mind. Why most riders struggle without it. Now let's talk about why this matters so much. Beginner riders often think red lights are simple. You stop, you wait, you go. But that's not the whole story. Red lights are psychological traps. They're where pressure builds, where doubt creeps in, where the fear of messing up takes over logic. Without preload and feather, a new rider is trying to do everything at once. The light turns green, and now it's find the throttle, release the clutch, balance the bike, watch traffic, not stall. That's too much, especially if your heart's pounding and your brain's stuck on, don't mess this up. What preload and feather do is take all that chaos and simplify it. You set your throttle, you find the clutch's sweet spot, you get ready. Then when it's go time, you're already in motion. That's the magic. It's not just about physics. It's about confidence. It's about removing hesitation. It's about giving your brain one less thing to worry about so your body can just ride. Real talk, this isn't just for new riders. Let me say something real here. This skill, preload and feather, it's not just for rookies. Ask any rider who's spent years commuting in stop-and-go traffic, splitting lanes, or riding in the city, and they'll tell you the same thing. Every smooth start begins with control, and control starts with preparation. The best riders in the world don't react to traffic. They anticipate it. They set up early. They get their clutch, throttle, body, and mind in sync before the world asks them to move. That's preload and feather. It's the hidden rhythm behind a calm rider. It's what keeps you from rushing. It's what makes riding feel like flow, not struggle. And the more you practice it, the more second nature it becomes. Step 3: how to practice it for real. No judgment, no ego, no pressure. Just you and your bike. Here's how to build this skill like a pro. Find a quiet space. An empty parking lot is perfect. Flat pavement, no traffic, no distractions. Now, put the bike in first gear. Pull the clutch in. Give a tiny bit of throttle, just enough to lift the idle slightly. Slowly release the clutch into the friction zone, the point where the bike wants to move but hasn't fully engaged. Feel that pull? That's your zone. Now do this. Let the bike roll forward a few feet. Pull the clutch back in. Stop. Repeat. 20 times. No joke. Why so many? Because it takes repetition to burn this into your riding DNA. And trust me, you want this burned in. Because when your brain's distracted in real traffic, this little habit will save you. Things to pay attention to: how little throttle you actually need. It's usually less than you think. Where your friction zone starts. Every bike is a little different. Your own posture. Loosen up. Don't stiffen your arms. Let the bike talk to you. The more relaxed and smooth you are, the more control you'll have. You're not trying to launch the bike, you're trying to feel the bike. The power of stop and go reps. Once you've nailed the static version, let's add some motion. Pretend you're at a light. The second it turns green, you preload throttle, feather clutch, start moving. Then 10 feet later, clutch in, brake, stop. Do it again. This simulates the start-stop rhythm of real traffic. It helps you manage the pressure of riding in a pack near impatient drivers in unpredictable conditions. Practice this until your brain doesn't even think about it. You see red, you prepare. You see green, you move smoothly. No stall, no lurch, just flow. Bonus move, the rear brake trick. Here's the secret sauce. While you're preloading and feathering at a stop, use your rear brake to hold the bike in place. Why the rear? Because using the front brake while trying to launch can cause the front to dive, or even cause a stall if you time it wrong. Your right foot gently holds the rear brake. Your left hand manages the clutch in the friction zone. Your right hand holds that preload throttle steady. You are now balanced. Ready? Stable. And when it's time to move, you release the rear brake as you finish releasing the clutch, and boom, clean takeoff. It's subtle, but it's a game changer, especially on hills or uneven surfaces. You'll feel more grounded, more centered, and way less likely to panic. This is exactly how experienced riders keep things graceful at intersections. They're not panicking. They're not hoping. They're already halfway into the move before the car behind them even notices the light changed. Why this one skill matters more than most. Let's be real. There's a lot of riding advice out there. Twist of the wrist, trail braking, corner entry speed, lane positioning, and all of it's important. But this one, preload and feather, it's the secret handshake of confident riders. Because where are the highest stress moments for a beginner? Not in curves, not on highways, but at low speeds, at red lights, in parking lots, where the stakes feel oddly high and the consequences feel instant. Preload and feather turns all of that around. You're no longer reacting, you're preparing. That's what separates a stressed out rookie from a calm, confident rider. Common mistakes riders make at red lights. Let's talk about some of the stuff riders do when they don't know this skill yet. 1. Trying to do everything at once. You see green, and suddenly your brain yells, "Go!" So you roll throttle, dump the clutch, shift your weight, and pray. The result? Stall, jerk, panic. Preload and feather slows that chaos down. It turns rush into rhythm. 2. Revving too high. You're nervous, so you give it a little too much gas. The bike lurches. You panic. Now everyone's looking. Preloading fixes this. You give it just enough and learn what enough feels like. 3. Not having the clutch ready. You're still fully pulled in, or you're already out of the friction zone and coasting. No, get in the friction zone and stay there. That's your home base at the light. The takeaway? Red lights aren't a pause in your ride. They're a setup, and preload feather is how you make the most of that setup. The ride starts with confidence. Imagine this. You pull up to a light. There are cars beside you, a truck behind you, a couple pedestrians off to the side. But this time, you're not nervous. You're not hoping for the best. You're ready. Throttle loaded, clutch feathered, rear brake holding. You're stable, balanced. The light turns green. You move, and you don't even think about it. That's what this skill gives you: confidence, control, peace of mind. You're no longer reacting to the ride, you're flowing with it. And every single time you do this right, you build a little more trust in yourself. That's what makes this so powerful. It's not just a way to avoid stalling, it's a way to ride like you've been doing this for years, even if you've only been doing it for months. Last words. Look, preload and feather isn't flashy. It won't get you Instagram likes, but it will save you from dropping your bike at a busy intersection. It will make you look and feel more skilled than you thought possible. It will take one of the most frustrating parts of beginner riding and turn it into something you barely even think about. And that's the goal. Make the hard stuff feel easy. Make the shaky moments feel solid. Make the ride yours. So next time you pull up to a red light, don't freeze up. Don't hope. Don't rush. Just preload, feather, breathe, and ride. I'm Matthew from Autozium. Ride smart, ride prepared, and I'll see you out there.